Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. Thank you for asking.
No problem.
I need some motivation.
All right. So, what is the hardest part about studying?
Starting it.
Exactly. So we have to aspire to be good students. So now we're going to have a brainstorming activity. All of these letters are either words or short phrases that we can do to be better studiers. And it also goes in order of how you should study. So let's just throw out some examples of what they could be. I'll start with one, and then you can move on from there. So with A, we're going to approach with a positive attitude.
That's hard.
It is, but it's something we have to aspire to be able to do. All right, so does anybody have any other ideas of what any of the other letters could be for?
Start.
And a couple of them have a couple different meanings. Start is not the S, but let's think of some other ideas. I'll put those for you.
Sooner rather than later.
I like that. I like that.
It's along the same lines, so we've already started because we approached with a positive attitude.
Stay focused.
That comes up later, not an S. So at least try to get two from here.
Shots.
Scan. That also comes in later. I'll put that where it goes.
That would be good, just put them where they go.
Yeah. You're going to survey your headings. So in your notes, you'll have headings, like highlighted areas, anything like that. That's the first thing you're going to look over when you're studying. So if you're doing the Cornell method of studying or of note-taking, those will be in the margins probably. So you'll look over that first and then go on. And then after you do that, you're going to study the marked info. That you don't understand. That's important because usually when you're studying, it's easier to study the stuff you already know, but that's not what you need to study. So, you gotta move on from that.
So don't you shouldn't we mark the info we don't know then first? Are these study techniques or this is, I'm
Yeah.
confused a little bit, Maggie. on the second
Those
one
actually
here.
do go the opposite order.
Oh, okay.
I just wrote them in wrong.
That's okay.
And, but before that, you have to select a reasonable chunk of material to study. You can't like overwhelm yourself because
Okay.
that's bad. So you just do a chapter at a time because you don't want to be sitting there for 4 hours. So after you've found out the information that you're going to do, what do you think the next thing you're going to do is? And it doesn't seem like it's right.
Practice.
That comes later. You're going to put aside your notes and books.
Osmosis.
Quiz yourself.
And then practice.
So yeah, you're going to piece together what you've studied and summarize it, practicing what you've looked over. And then and you can also find a study pal to do this with,
Or partner.
or a partner. Those both work.
Sounds good.
And with that partner, you will inspect what you don't understand. And what do you think you're going to do next after you've inspected what you don't understand?
Try and fit out.
Exactly. So what are two ways that you can do that?
Research.
Yep. So you've already looked at your book. You understand what's in the book, but you need to take it a step further. So you can investigate other sources, like go to the library, ask the librarian what he or she thinks you could look at. And you might find another book or a book by a specific author who you're studying, and then you can learn a lot from that. And you can that leads into inquiring support from professionals. You can go to a tutor, you can find a librarian or another teacher, and they can all help you if you're not getting it from the original source. And then we're going to reconsider content. What does that mean to you guys?
Look at it from a different point of view, or just change your because we all get stuck in ruts when we're thinking about things, and it's sometimes helpful to step out of the box and look at it from another perspective.
So yeah, you could ask yourself a question like, if I could speak to the author, what would I ask them? That's a great way to reconsider the topic. And then once you've looked at it from a different angle, you can reflect the material. And that's a really good spot from where you can look at it in relation to other subject areas. Then once you can do that, you have a pretty solid grasp on the content. And then finally, to ensure that you understand the content, you can relay the understanding. So what do you think you would do then?
Make a presentation.
Exactly. If you can teach somebody else something, that is proof that you understand it yourself. And then finally comes the E. After you do all this stuff, you take your test, do your presentation, you will get a grade back. And over the course of the semester, you'll be able to evaluate your grades on tests and presentations and find a pattern. And from there, you can examine the process that you've been in before and figure out a way of improving what was wrong or even improving what was good, what you can make better. And then finally, you can explore other options. So if what you haven't been, or if what you've been doing isn't working, there's so many people you can ask for help from. Who do you think you could ask?
Mentors.
Colleagues.
Computer, colleagues, other people in your class, your teacher, other professors, and just back to the professionals, librarians, tutors. So what did we all learn from today?
I have horrible study skills.
And studying is not something you do in one night cramming before a test. It is over a whole expanse of your education. And you'll get better at it, and you just have to be motivated to do it like we've learned before. Does anybody have any questions?